Alrighty. There's the thunder moon. I don't know if you can see Jupiter further in the northern, or the top left part of the screen. It was clearer earlier when I started my run. Got some clouds, haze over the sun, or the moon now.
Travis Wingoodsill. Alright, so we've got quite a few things in the news this evening, but I'm not going to post it until tomorrow morning. And so if anything happens tomorrow morning or over the course of time, who knows? Something could happen. You never know. I'll throw it in before I upload it for you. I'm gonna go to bed after watching another episode of Big Bang Theory, as I've been telling you I've been watching. So I got to do another Elijah versus the priests of Baal, this time against President Nelson himself. And it's not over drought. This time, it was over authority. See, the previous time was with Governor Cox over drought. He prayed to his God for, divine intervention from the drought. It didn't come, it got worse. So I stepped in, bada book, bada boom. Yep, we had that thunderstorm and floods. So guess what happened tonight? Yeah, Nelson thought he was the one in charge and in authority, and oops, here I come, talking about Elijah and the priests of Baal again, and what do you know? Thunderstorm in preparation for tomorrow night's thunder moon. That's the Mormon God for you. I've gone over that. Greek, Paleo-Hebrew, how they're the Mormon God. And so this was the authority one. Nelson got nothing from his God. Yeah, again, thunderstorm with lots of rain. That was quite awesome. Got down to 63 degrees. Of course, the weather thing said it was going to go up again. So, yeah, this is a very simple revelatory thing. Nelson failed. I showed him up. This is how it works. So, yeah, on to other news. Ballard has violated Section 121, amen to his priesthood, which he never actually had. It goes over how if the rights of the priesthood are inseparably connected with the powers of heaven, and when you begin to exercise unrighteous dominion and all sorts of sins and crimes and covering up things so that nobody finds out that you are a sinner, etc., that you really have no authority anymore. It's worthless because you're not using it, thus you don't have it. So yeah, you have to actually be getting revelation rather than conning and scamming people to have the priesthood authority and the power thereof. So again, Ballard this time rather than Nelson or Oakes, who's getting an award, and a conflict of interest by the governor himself, declaring M. Russell Ballard, which is technically he's a junior. His father has the same name, but tomorrow is his day. So yeah, Cox is kissing up to the church apparently, and doing it through Ballard. It was on Salt Lake Tribune, so I couldn't read enough. Well, actually, no, this was on the church news, and I just said, yeah. The one that was on the church news, or the Salt Lake Tribune, was the church has to give back money from tithing because it was involved in a Ponzi scheme. Now, the Ponzi scheme was by Galen Rust of Rust Coins. He's well established in Utah. I myself had been in his office before. The former brother-in-law, who was a con man, to say the least, that's being nice, but he was a perfect match for my sister Tiffany, because she's a con woman. Oh dear God. But yeah, they're now divorced. The con ran out. And what happened is that he was asking for donations for the Utah State University concert hall that he wanted to have built for them. And he did build it for them. It's just that the donations were through a silver trading scam, in which he says that, you know, he'll put it on the trade for the stocks or whatever it is for silver, and that'll help boost the donations for the concert hall. And as a Mormon, he was also donating extra money to the church with tithing. Now, if you think that this is atrocious, how dare he give extra money beyond the 10% for tithing, as he's, you know, laundering the money through the church tithing. But well, it's not actually laundering. Well, it's conspiracy, but the church doesn't really. They can say what they didn't know. It's yeah, I guess it would be. So, well, no, because you're supposed to start with corrupt money and then launder it through a good business so that it's clean. That's money laundering. So this is taking good money, corrupting it, and corrupting others with that money, corrupting the church with it. And $2 million the church has to give back from what he had given in tithing for seems like it was a decade that this has been going on. And of course, if you read about it, Judge Tina Campbell reemerges, her ugly head from the depths of hell. But she did the right thing this time, which kind of surprised me that the church defense counsel didn't step in and say, no, there is no, I can't remember what it was that they used on my lawsuits. I don't know why they didn't use it on this one, because it was civil, There was no criminal punishment per se. It was just a civil one. I didn't see that. Well, it was the Salt Lake Tribune, so they cut me off so that I can't see it. You have to pay to see the full articles. That's kind of lame. But as far as I can tell, it was just a civil lawsuit, just to get the money back to the people that got ripped off. Tina was the one that was the illegal blow to stopping the second lawsuit. I had 3 judges recusing themselves, and so seeing her with this church thing with a Mormon, I can see the other federal judges are going, oh no, if the church is going to be involved in more lawsuits, we need to figure out some way to funnel these to somebody who's not compromised, but is compromised. So Judge Tina Campbell is the only one in that position. She's compromised, but she's not Mormon. So that was fun. And so there you have it. Another fun-filled action-adventure day. So, well, that was quicker than I thought it would be. Good. Go to bed earlier. Tomorrow at 9 a.m. is the Days of 47 parade, and as of an hour ago, people were lining up for it downtown. I don't know if the thunder and rainstorm passed them or not. I'm sure they would have had umbrellas with them, as they do anyway, because of the sun during the daytime. People will be camped out this night all along the path, as the parade is run and operated, sponsored by the church. It's their parade, and it becomes a government holiday for the state. State government is shut down today. That's why the governor did his day of memorial for Ballard today rather than tomorrow. It is because he'll most likely be in the parade tomorrow, but businesses have the choice. When I was working with the church, they offered us, because the new Martin Luther King Jr. holiday was passed, and so they were now offering us whether we wanted to take that holiday off or the 24th off. So just see what they did. Do you want to support blacks, Martin Luther King Jr., or are you Mormon and racist? That's the choice they give you in Utah, is that you get to choose whether you're a racist or not, or whether you're loyal to the church or not. Those are your options. Racist and disloyal, or loyal and racist, or no, racist and loyal, or anti-racist and disloyal. Something like that. And so, it's the same parade route that they've been holding for, I don't know, I think I saw on the map since 2011, something like that. But it's disturbing, not just because the church controls the state of Utah, that it's not a celebration of Utah becoming a state in the Union, that it's when Brigham Young declared this is the right place, as he had fled the country, slave trafficking, slave trafficking, and murder, and conquered the indigenous Aborigines, and established his kingdom of Deseret. So this celebration day, oh dear God, you thought Christopher Columbus Day was a bad thing? You don't know Utah. And so yeah, the one of the first presidency will be in the parade, and they now, because of the threats, they now drive in a car in the back seat, and only facing one side, and then waves out the window as church security is around them with their guns blazing. And then the other disturbing thing is the show of police force. For the Days of 47 celebrating pioneers being sex trafficked out of the country, you have police putting on a show, whether it be on horses or on their bikes, doing the little stunts. But it's disturbing. Why are the police involved in a cultural parade? It's supposed to be religious culture. Why are police involved? Only in authoritative states do you see such things. And Utah is an authoritative state. Priesthood is not communist, it's Nazi. So yeah, that starts at 9. The Olympics, I understand, will be at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, here in Utah time. That's the opening ceremonies tomorrow. And then they still have till like the 31st or something like that when it officially starts. So, yippee-ki-yay. Alright. So, yeah. That's it. We got to expand it a little bit longer. Like I said, I'm still going to do this in the morning for you, rather than tonight. Good night. Sleep tight until the day is gone. La da da. I was forced numerous times to hear that song as we often visited my grandparents in Ventura County, California. When the fires ripped through the mountainside where they lived, I checked Google Maps to see if his mansion was still there, and they had bulldozed it, put in a subdivision up in those mountains. So it was just a subdivision rather than my grandpa's mansion, which was already long gone. Lots of memories from that place, but yeah, when we'd go visit for the weekend or for the week sometimes, depending on what the reasoning for going up to visit them on a regular basis was. Lawrence Welk, they'd stay up in, because it's a mansion, so there's like multiple living rooms. So it's kind of hard to explain which room of the mansion it was. But it was, I guess, the TV room. We'll call it the TV room. But they purposely had a fold-out couch for when family comes over to put the kids in. So Todd and I got that bed. But because Lawrence Welk was later at night, and we were young kids, my parents would put Todd and I in their bedroom, which was next to the master bedroom of my grandma and grandpa. And And so when Lawrence Welk finished, it would be my mom. Dad would never, always my mom, who'd come and get us and walk us down because we were too big to be carried. And so there were many nights where I'm like, how did I get here? I don't remember getting out of bed to come down here. What's going on? So yes, I can sleepwalk, and I can even see my surroundings with my eyes closed. I have several of those experiences. And it could be because of my mom training me for that, visiting my grandparents. And so there are some times where the final commercial before the final song, and it's a, and so then come get me. So I'd hear the final song at the end there as the bed was being pulled out and whatever. So, yeah, fun stuff. I caught a snake while I was there. It's in the Ventura, California hills. Caught myself a snake. I'm a snake catcher. And then my grandpa came home and said, I was kind of surprised that there was a snake under the bucket. Dear Liza, there's a snake under the bucket. Dear Liza, a snake. Yep. So yeah, fun times. Lots more experiences I could share. Yeah. I mean, my cousin, or not my cousin, my brother-in-law, now ex-brother-in-law, he tried pulling a pyramid scheme on me. I didn't even know what a pyramid scheme was at that time, despite having paid tithing since childhood, and then going on a mission to recruit others into the pyramid scheme to pay tithing. And he put on the full court press. I've got my wife and kids, and he comes at me saying, oh, don't you want your wife and your family to have everything they want and need? Don't you want them to have a nice life? Don't you want things? And I'm like, well, what are you doing? No, this seems wrong. Something's wrong about this. Especially the more you pressure me with a guilt trip. There's something wrong about this. So yeah. Multi-level marketing, Travis. Not a pyramid scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. When there's recruitment involved, requiring payment of money, it's a pyramid scheme. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter if the quality of the products are superior or crap. If there is recruitment, it is a pyramid scam, and it is illegal. And it's all over Utah because the church is a pyramid scam with their missionary recruitment because of the payment of tithing as a forced requirement for membership and worthiness. So, it's like, don't you want an afterlife for you and your family in the highest degree of the celestial kingdom? Don't you want fire insurance for the latter-day burning and destructions that are going to go on? Don't you want? And I can go on and on. It's the same exact thing. Alrighty. There. Filled up the time. Good night.